So today I'm going to teach you how to make your own organic toothpaste. All of the ingredients that I have chosen are organic, excluding one, which is just a natural-based product. The only real difference between organic and natural is that a lot of natural products still use pesticides, or there's certain things that they still do or use when they're creating their product that aren't considered organic. So what you'll need: some baking soda, some coconut oil, some bentonite clay, some charcoal capsules, or you can do powdered charcoal and I'll give you the measurement for that, peppermint oil, tea tree oil, and cinnamon bark oil. And you can do cinnamon bark or cinnamon leaf oil. I choose cinnamon bark because of the fact that it's a bit of a stronger oil. I also like to use spearmint, but I'm currently out of it, so you can feel free to add that in, and it would be the same amount of drops as everything else. You're going to want to have a pan of water. It's going to be on low heat because you don't want to shatter your glass, and you'll need a glass container. You're going to do about 1 inch to 2 inches of water in the pan, just depending on the size of your container. Mine looks like this. It has a little rubber stopper. It's small. I get about 2 months to a month depending on how much we use, because me and my boyfriend both use it. So if you're one person, you're probably going to get 2 to 3 months. If you're two, you're going to get like 1.5 months to 2 out of it. So that's pretty decent size. I don't remember what the ounces are, unfortunately, but still, the amount that I give you is a good amount. It fills up almost the whole thing. So you're going to add your first 3 ingredients. We're going to do them in order of 4 teaspoons each. You want 4 teaspoons of baking soda, 4 teaspoons of bentonite clay, and 4 teaspoons of coconut oil. You want to do the oil last because it just helps for cleanup wise. You can reuse the teaspoon until you hit the oil, and then, it's covered in oil basically. After that though, we're going to do our charcoal. If you're doing a capsule, your charcoal capsule is going to look like this. It's a little capsule. I am going to switch to the charcoal powder because it's less wasteful. I don't need the capsule for the actual toothpaste. It was just the first thing that I found when I was originally looking for it. And I'm almost out finally, so I'll be switching to the powder. When you're doing the powder, you just need 1/4 of a teaspoon. Is equivalent of the same capsule. You actually get a teeny bit more with 1/4 of a teaspoon, but that's fine because the charcoal helps to whiten the teeth. It helps to pull out any toxins in the mouth. And we're also going to talk about why we're using the other products. The baking soda is an abrasive and it's somewhat antibacterial, so it helps to actually scrub and clean the teeth thoroughly. Your coconut oil is antibacterial. You can use it for oil pulling, so like a form of mouthwash also. It helps to actually pull the toxins up out of the body through the gums, and so basically it's cleaning out your system and also making sure that no bacteria can grow, which stops cavities and gingivitis and things like that. And then your bentonite clay is remineralizing, and that basically means that it actually helps the teeth to re-heal where they might have had damage, where you might have had holes starting to form from your cavities or things like that, or darkening. They can actually help to rebuild your tooth, which I think is awesome, which is why I started adding it. So right now we're just waiting on the coconut oil to melt. It's getting there. It takes a little while. Once it actually melts enough to start mixing, I like to use a little bamboo skewer because it's the easiest to get in there, also because you can do wood, so you're not putting plastic in there. And also you're not wasting as much on a spoon. Spoons are a lot harder to get it all back in there because it wants to kind of stick to the spoon when it's still in the process of mixing. Okay, so next we're going to add our charcoal capsule. You're just going to twist it a little until it opens. You'll see it'll pop, and then you can just squeeze everything out in there, shake it a couple of times. Sometimes some stuff gets stuck up in the bottom of it, so I'll turn them over and kind of break them back the other way so you get like a little dented and you can get the rest of it out. After that, you're going to take each of your oils. I do peppermint oil, and we're going to do about 4 drops each. Sometimes you'll get a little extra one in there. You just got to, wait for them to go, but just 4 or 5 of each oil. Then we're going to do 4 or 5 of tea tree. And then same thing, 4 or 5 of the cinnamon bark. And if I had spearmint, I'd be adding about 4 or 5 drops of the spearmint also, but I ran out, so 4 or 5 of the cinnamon, whenever it decides to start going. And now what you're going to do is just mix everything together with your spoon or with your stick. You can use a toothpick too, if that's all you have. You don't use your finger; it will be hot. So after you've added those, you're just going to stir everything. Make sure it's gotten nice and melted. Everything's good and mixed together. You can let it cool. Just like set it out somewhere where nobody's going to touch it for a little while because it will be hot. Don't grab it barehanded. Sometimes you can, like I could right now because I know the temperature is really low, but in case you have a hotter oven, don't. But otherwise, you just want to go ahead and stir it all. Make sure it's good and mixed, getting all the little corners because the clay will kind of like get solidified in some of the corners sometimes. But just keep stirring until everything is nice and mixed and you feel satisfied with, you know, it being solid. It is going to turn black, but that's fine. It will go away. Your teeth won't look black or weird when you're done, I promise. So you gotta stir it, and then once it's completely mixed and everything's good, just let it out to cool. It will solidify, and you can put it in your bathroom and start using it.